3, 2, 1. You ready?
You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. This is Hunter, and we are the Real Pineapple, and I'm here with Colin. Colin, how are you, sir?
What is up? Excited to be here, as always.
So, I'm not going to lie, man. I'm very curious to get your thoughts on this movie.
I bet you are.
All right.
I don't know what that means.
That was a bit cold, like you're pursuing something.
Ooh.
Yeah, segue. We're talking about Cold Pursuit, starring Liam Neeson, where his son is taking... Okay, can I just say, man, so let me just get this out of the way, because I've had people ask me about it. Hunter, what do you think about the whole Liam Neeson saying that he wanted to kill this black bastard? So let's just address this out the gate.
When did he do that? I didn't hear about this.
Oh, you didn't hear about it? Yeah. So Liam Neeson made this comment about his. He didn't say what family member it was, but that they were sexually assaulted, and he goes, "Well, like what do they look like? What color were they?" And this family member says a black guy, and so he talks about how for like a week he just like went down the streets of where his hometown and was looking for any black bastard, like hoping it was them so he could kill him. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So let me just address this out the gate. Yeah, Liam Neeson, I will say, I don't think the dude's a racist. I don't. But to say something like that, I just went, no, like, don't say that. And the reason I say that is because I think if he was on, like, Oprah, or I don't know why she'd be interviewing him, but like RuPaul, like if there was someone to immediately counterbalance what he said, I don't think it would have come across as badly, if that makes sense. But while I've talked to some friends who've been like, well, he admitted that he was wrong and that it was a bad thing to think, I'm like, yeah, I get that, and I think he should be commended for even putting this out there anyway. What I will say, though, is people like Trayvon, people like Emmett Till, it was people who just went, oh, I just want to find, a black person. It doesn't matter, their character or anything like that. So saying something like this, it's a teachable moment, I believe. But at the same time, though, if you're a person of color and you're offended by this, I get to the degrees to where you would be offended. I'm offended just because it wasn't about him saying, I want to find the woman find the man who assaulted my family member. It was any black bastard. And that's where I go, okay, that's not good to say. I know I kind of just sprung this on you, Colin, but yeah.
Yeah. I really don't have a comment on the matter.
That's fair. That is fair.
I'm just going to stay out of it.
Nah, that's fine. Because, like I said, dude, it's a very dicey thing. And the last thing I'll say, kind of going into this, I think we are quick to just pounce on people for how they feel. I think we are quick to do that at some points. And I remember there used to be a point where you could say that you fucked up and that you're trying to move on and learn from it, and people would take you at your word. I feel like we're just in this culture right now where even if you screw up and you say that, hey, I screwed up and I'm trying to move on and trying to learn and better myself, that's not enough for people. And I think that's a very dangerous precedent. So while I'm not crazy about what Liam Neeson said, I'm willing to hopefully give him the benefit of the doubt, and hopefully something like this doesn't happen again. So just putting that out there. Watch now how people go like, you're an Uncle Tom or what. It's like, oh God, I can hear it now. Anyways, so on the Cold Pursuit, I will say about the movie, dude, this felt like if an indie director, like this felt like if the Coen brothers were to do a Taken movie. That's kind of what I was thinking while I was watching this. I just went, this is trying to be way more artistic than it should be. I really believe the movie thinks it's funnier than it is. I felt like this was like The Commuter, but if it was in snow. I just was sitting there. I went, I'm not upset. I'm not irritated. I'm just kind of like, all right, whatever. This is here and whatever. That's kind of how I felt. Kind of your thoughts, sir.
First of all, how dare you?
Wait,
second of
which
all,
part?
on the parts that Cold Pursuit isn't amazing, because Cold Pursuit is great. And now I'm going to have to die on a hill because Cold Pursuit is a beautiful movie.
Oh my God! Seriously, am I gonna be the Grinch on this?
Yeah, you're a total Grinch right now. This is like role reversals from when we saw that like Ryan Reynolds and Sam Jackson movie.
Yeah, Hitman's Bodyguard.
Where you thought it was hilarious and great, and I was like, this is dumb. Well, I thought this was hilarious and great. Like you say that it was trying to like it thinks it's funnier than it was. I thought like it was pretty subtle in like what it was doing, and I liked that like it was taking a new spin on this like clear cookie cutter Liam Neeson style movie that's out there. And I was like, I like that it's kind of just like making fun of itself, or at least like breaking the fourth wall and things. I don't know. I appreciated it. But yeah, let's hash it out, Hunter.
Okay, well, if you want to go ahead and jump into the plot, man, go ahead.
Yeah, so the plot starts with Liam Neeson's just this everyday plowman up in a like home in Colorado outside of Denver. He keeps a village accessible during the winter. His son works at the airport. His son randomly gets kidnapped and stuck with a needle of something in the back of a van. It turns out it was heroin with an overdose-sized syringe in it, and his son is killed. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on. They just, all of a sudden, Liam Neeson and his wife get called down, find out his son is dead, have no idea what's going on. The cops just say he overdosed from heroin, so he's just led to believe he didn't know his son. He was actually a druggie. Turns out that his shithead friend that works at the airport had actually gotten in with some drug lords that ran coke in and out of Denver, and he had stole a kilo of coke from one of the dudes, and they don't tend to like that very much. So they kidnap him and innocent Liam Neeson's son, Kyle Coxman, he gets killed as a kind of innocent bystander in all of this. And, Liam Neeson's like, I'm going to kill everybody and start a drug war. And it's great. And Hunter has a big old stick up his butt.
Oh, God. So I was sitting there watching this, and I'm not going to lie. I had this tingle in my shoulder. And I remember sitting there thinking, oh, God, Colin's going to like this, and I'm going to hate it because...
That's fine. We can disagree.
No, it's funny how we sync up on movies like Mission Impossible, maybe like Infinity War and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But then it's funny when we get something like First Man, where we are just not going to agree on that.
And by the way, too, we didn't review this. You already did a review of it. I haven't seen it, but I asked you what you thought of Glass, and you said you gave it an A. And I just started laughing because I was like, it's probably good we didn't review this together, because I did not like Glass that much.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh.
We don't have to talk about that now, though. We're talking about Cold Pursuit, but it is just funny that like we're starting to hit our hills and valleys here with our likes. It's funny.
Oh, Mommy and Daddy are fighting.
Mommy and Daddy are fighting at the table. I don't like it.
Oh, God, I hate that I decided to come over on this weekend sleepover. But
do you guys have extra lasagna?
Yeah. So before we jump back in, I got to ask, what would you give Glass? Just humor.
Glass? Oh, yeah. Man. I think I would probably give it a B-, and that's being generous for me. Like,
really?
Man.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was really hard to, like, figure out why. I just wasn't loving it, but... I don't know. It would take too long to really unpack all of that.
Okay, so this is what I'll say. Yeah, you see Liam Neeson. He plays was it Niece Coxman?
Nels.
Oh God, such a stupid fucking name.
Well, he was probably Nelson. Everybody called him Nels.
It's still stupid. Nels Cox, man. Like, he sounds like a porn star, like a third-rate porn star. By the way,
It's so random. You hate his name.
Yeah, God, like, I'm just gonna say right now, Liam Neeson, man, he has just been. Liam Neeson is in not giving a fuck mode, man. Whether it's and I know he just did Silence a couple years ago. But that's the one movie everyone kind of goes through, like, well, he did Silence and he did a Monster Calls. Actually, I did like a Monster Calls. I won't give him that. And God, he was in Widows. Fuck. Okay, now I'm kind of like almost disproving my own point before I make it. But what I'll say though, like,
but this is his like forte. This is like when it's like strictly a Liam Neeson movie. Like they're all pretty much like this.
Yeah, and
Commuter, Nonstop, Taken 1 through 3, Walk Among the Two Tones, all those.
Yeah, I didn't mind a Walk Among. The thing is, this has been what Liam Neeson's kind of been known for. Just he's very basic, point A to point B revenge movies, and I'm gonna tell you right now, the moment I knew that I wasn't gonna like this. So there's a point where Liam Neeson kills this guy, like kind of like the henchman of the drug lord he ends up going after. Liam Neeson kills him, and then he's like dragging him across the garage, like the parking garage floor. And they're kind of playing it for laughs. I went, I don't find this funny at all. And I went, oh man, if this is the speed they're going at for the comedy, I'm really not going to enjoy this. And
those were great. They had lots of them. There were these long drawn out scenes that were like when they come to the morgue when they're finding their son. He's clicking up the dead body in the and it's just like these little nuances of how like annoying life is in these awkward silences. I loved it.
Yeah, I just thought, I will say the way he's getting rid of the body, he wraps him in like chicken wire. I want to say he says
chicken wire, throws him over a waterfall.
Which I'll be completely honest, I don't know why I remembered that, because I feel like I heard that somewhere. And so when he said, I went, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I went, why do I know that? All right, whatever. Too much criminal minds. But I did actually appreciate the fact they injected a little bit of logic into it. I went, oh, well, all right, fair enough. The thing is, though, Liam Neeson, though, he's killing people left and right. Like, the death toll in this movie gets really high. I mean, what would you say? Probably 20 people die at least.
Yeah, and each person that dies, they get their own little death screen.
Which I'm not gonna. I thought that was the dumbest fucking thing. Like,
see, you're just hating. You're just drinking that haterade now, because that was clever and funny.
I didn't think it was funny at all. I was just like,
you're just drinking that haterade. You probably got some. You got some. What is it? Some subconscious hatred for Liam Neeson now. I get it.
Like, all right. So before I jump back in, let me let you talk. What did you like about this?
Like everything you're saying you didn't like, I thought was funny.
Give me some examples. Go ahead.
Like, well, I like, for instance, the fact that every time there's a death on screen, like someone dies, they start showing in the screens, like it start counting it off. It starts with the sun, and then they show the screen. You're like, what was that? I don't understand. And then once it starts playing, I thought that was really funny. And then at the final gunfight, it goes to the screen, and there's like 16 names, which was like a really funny kind of climax to that whole bit. And then like the way in which he's like killing people is, it's like each one has like their little signature. Like the first time he just decides to kill someone, he just like, he tries to strangle him and he just like doesn't do it long enough. Like all these little things, I thought it was just funny because the movie wasn't taking itself seriously. It was like John Wick, if John Wick was just kind of slapsticky. Like John Wick is like so aggressive and like adrenaline, testosterone filled, just like shoot everybody, kill everybody, barely talk the whole movie. So this was kind of that, but like it was just kind of had like a little humor to it, which I appreciated. I was like, I thought I was going to walk into this movie and it was going to be that same humdrum, like Liam Neeson movie that's just like very serious. It has some dumb jokes thrown in there once in a while. I thought this at least had a little bit of like originality, a little kind of personality that set this movie like kind of separated itself. Like, it was things like that I appreciated.
Okay, so I will give the movie one thing. I thought the action scenes, as far as the violence, I thought it was really well directed. There's this, so basically, Nelson, he wins this, it was the citizen of the year, I want to say, like during this small,
Citizen of the Year,
small
during town for keeping it open in the winter.
Yeah, they're in this small, quiet mountain town where, people go, as one of the police officers says, people go to smoke weed, fucking ski, I think is what he says. It's something like that. I went, wow, okay, well, at least you know what your town is about. Emily Rossum is in this. She plays one of the police officers. She plays Kim Dash. And I will say, even though I'm several seasons behind on it, I think Shameless is a great show. Emily Rossum, whenever I see her, I'm just like, God, you were just so fine. And she's really talented as an actress. She was one of the few things I actually liked about this movie. I thought she was actually a lot of fun in this.
Yeah, the relationship she had with her partner, like, that was great. Like, that was great writing. That was, like, the dialogues that they had, the way that she kept getting intel from an ex-boyfriend that was, like, working Vice for Denver. Like, all of that was like really, really clever and funny.
I will give you that much. I thought that her and the relationship she had with her partner was the best part about the movie. And so Liam Neeson's Nelson, he wins the Citizen of the Year award, and he kind of gives a speech that I went, you know what? That was actually okay. Some of the dialogue in the movie, I will give it a lot of credit for at least some of the dialogue. I went, you know what? All right, some of this is actually
there was a lot of good writing. I remember a lot of scenes I was watching. I was just like, this is really nice writing. This feels like out of like a Tarantino movie, like early Tarantino. Like, there was a scene where the guy was talking about how he used to get maids to like sleep with him by putting the "please clean my room" at motels. And putting a $20 bill on his dick. I mean, like, that was a hilarious story, and it was like so perfect to just like sum up how much of a scumbag this gangster was in like a really funny kind of anecdotal way.
Yeah, and the way he got killed, I went, yep, that's what your ass is. But
yeah,
what I will say about this too, the guy Tom Bateman, who plays Viking, who ends up being
so
the main. So he is a genuine piece of human garbage. Oh my God!
Perfect villain. He plays a perfect villain.
He was a good villain in this, and there's a point where he's talking to his son, and he's basically fat shaming his son. Like, that's essentially what he's doing. He's like, oh nope, you can't have a moon pie or a Twinkie or anything like that. He talks about how you gotta have grilled chicken and broccoli. I was like, God, this guy's such a goon, and there was a meta moment that did make me laugh. There's a point where Nelson, Liam Neeson's character, kidnaps his son. He goes, he's supposed to call me within an hour or two. Like, this is how this works. I went, okay, that actually made me chuckle a little bit. I was like, all right, like, fine, whatever.
Yeah, he was such a good villain. He had so many like quirks about him. Like, he was crazy OCD and like super strict about his son's diet and things like that, in like really annoying ways, like telling him to like hit the bully who was bullying him at the start of the movie. But then also, like, I love how he had these like weird like values that like he still stuck to, even though like circumstances were completely ridiculous. Like when the hitman is hired to kill him, and then he comes and tells him, and he's like, I'll sell you the name of the guy that hired me to kill you for $90,000, the same amount that he's paying me. So he pays him, and then he's just like, even though he paid him for not killing him and getting the name, he's just like, I'm gonna kill you because you weren't loyal to your original buyer, even though that loyalty would have got him killed. Like, I love that like twisted mentality of a villain. Like, yeah. I thought he was really good.
I did too. Like, he thought he was like, well, he's like, I respect loyalty above everything else. And I went, oh wow, like a drug lord with ethics. Who would have thought? So the thing about this movie is like, I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm going like, this is dumb in parts, and I'm just like, God, I'm irritated, but. Again, the action. There is a point where Liam Neeson, after his son gets killed, he goes to this like wedding, kind of like a men's warehouse sort of place, and this guy is working for Viking, so he tries to get the drop on Nelson, and Liam Neeson basically puts up. So he hits him with a sawed-off shotgun. He hits him in like the side of the head, and then like breaks his jaw. I was like, oh my god! Like shoves a shotgun in his mouth. I went, damn, and waits for the guy to stand up. And in what probably the hardest laugh I got the whole movie, calling back to something that happened earlier, he asked him who's the best Denver quarterback, Elway or Manning, and the guy goes, he
says Elway.
Yeah, he says Elway, and Nelson goes, huh, and he shoots him with a sawed-off shotgun, but the guy's standing in front of these pure white wedding dresses, so you see the blood splatter on dresses. I went, you know what? Okay, that was a cool. If there's anything Tarantino about, it's a very Tarantino shot. I will say. I was like, you know what? Okay. Probably the hardest laugh I did get from this movie, though. Dude, Laura Dern was in it for maybe 5 minutes, and the moment they found a way to get her out of there, she went, "Well, I'm out." Like she, like
I legitimately thought that was a great decision.
Like, dude, she was ready to leave. She was like, I don't want to be in this. And I laughed hard at that. I was like, they clearly had her for a day. And they're like, hey, why don't you go through the inn? She's like, I'm good.
No, there's no way that character was written off. There's no way that, like, they could have the wife part of the story and not have it still be kind of this just, like, carefree, like not taking itself too seriously, because she was just going to be like the only way she could be is just completely distraught and depressed and like crying the whole time. So I'm glad they like left those scenes out.
I will say what I will give the movie too, and it's thing is like they're clearly having problems. Clearly, Grace is the character's name. Like Nelson and Grace are clearly having issues, but what I thought was just a real just cruel move to pull is where she leaves the stereotypical, you would think, letter on the bed saying why she left, and the letter is just blank. I was like, damn. I was like, that's cruel. So I did feel a little. Oh god, I actually felt a little sympathy for Liam Neeson. Damn it, movie. But I don't know. So some of the movie, like I said, some of it did work for me, but I just felt like scenes happened. I didn't feel like there was really a connective tissue between the scenes. It felt like a bunch of real like short movies, and then they just kind of went, well, we don't know how to connect this. Let's just kind of throw it together, and that's really how I felt watching it. Yeah, so I'm gonna get to my biggest almost criticism and yet my biggest compliment in a weird way. So there's a storyline here where Viking is working with the it has like an Indian connection, I want to say. Like it's like kind of like 50-50 split of the land as far as the drug trade. And dude, oh my god, the amount of Indian racist jokes, I was like, damn, like there was a point in 5 minutes where it's like no good featherhead fire water drink, and I'm like, whoa, okay, like Viking just goes down this list of like Indian racist joke. I was like, oh, okay, damn, dude, like chill, all right. And one of the harder laughs I got in the movie, the Indians who are kind of fighting Viking for the land as far as the drug trade, they go to this hotel and they speak to the like receptionist and they go, hey, you know, we need to go and stay here. And she goes, oh, you guys need a reservation. And the guy in charge goes, oh, what did you say about sending me back to the reservation? I went, oh, I was like, okay, that's how you use it. Well done, sir. that made me laugh really hard. I was like, you know what? Okay, that was funny. It leads to a really cool shootout at the end, but yeah, dude, I'll be honest, man. I was so back and forth on this movie. There were points where I was laughing. There were points where I just went, God, can this just move on? Like, wrap it up. Yeah, I mean, I kind of your thoughts on like the Indian characters there.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and wrap up my thoughts. Yeah, the Indian characters, I thought that part of the movie could have been, that whole storyline could have been left out. This movie could have been an hour and a half. That's my main criticism I would give this. I still thought that part made sense, and I think it kind of added to the movie in a way. But for the most part, none of that needed to happen. There didn't really need to be this drug war that broke out. It kind of all just like didn't need to happen. They could have just gone from, Liam Neeson finding out to, from his brother how to kill this guy, him killing the brother, then Liam Neeson getting the kid. Like, none of the Indian stuff needed to happen. And it was unnecessary, and it just dragged out the movie. Even with that, though, I still I just really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was really fun. I can see myself watching this again, if it's just like on HBO or something, and just turning it on and seeing which hilarious scene is on at the time. I thought the scenes actually did kind of go together. Like Liam, he goes to the nightclub, he gets Speedo. Speedo tells him about Limbo. He goes to the dress shop, he finds Limbo. Limbo tells him about the other dude. Like, I thought it went together, except for the scenes with the Indian clan. It would kind of jump to them. That was a little scattered, admittedly. This is not like a great movie. This will never be on like a top 10 list. It's just fun. If you didn't have fun with it, like, then that's just how it was. But I had fun with it. I thought Liam Neeson is just a perfect action star in this role. I love him having this like sawed-off hunting rifle just like as a signature weapon. I thought it was fun. It's an A- from me. I had a good time.
Okay. I'm kind of flabbergasted about that. I'm not gonna lie.
I honestly loved it. Like, I can't believe that you're hating on it so bad. But if that's how you felt, that's how you felt.
Yeah, I was sitting there. I was just like, why does this exist? Like, honestly, I had more fun with The Commuter. I laughed way more.
Oh, I didn't. I thought The Commuter was way worse.
Oh, dude, I would way rather watch The Commuter.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, see? I don't know. Commuter is so boring. Nothing happens.
I don't know. Maybe I was in the wrong headspace. I don't know. I was sitting there watching this, I went, man, it's got Emily Rossum, it's got Liam Neeson, and Lord, I'm sitting there. So I will give the movie one other thing. Julia Jones, who plays Anya, there's a point where Viking is just talking about, like, I'm gonna throw my lawyer at you, and you're never gonna see our son again. And he goes to slap her, and she ducks, and she grabs him by the balls. I was like, oh, damn, what a counter. I was like, some Mortal Kombat shit. Like, I was like, okay, you know what, half point. 10 points to Gryffindor for that. Like, I was like, all right, well done. Yeah, I just thought some of the action was well done. Like I said, I thought this movie was guilty of thinking it was way more clever than it actually was. I was sitting there at points, and I went, okay, like, stop patting yourself on the back. Yeah, this could have easily been 20 minutes shorter. This could have been a lean, hour 40 minutes. Okay. I'm going to give this... Oh, this is kind of actually difficult. I'm going to give this a C+. Because I think if you read this, you'd be like, okay. Or if you saw it on TV, you'd be like, alright, that was fine. Like I said, I hated parts of it, but there were parts that kept winning me back. So, yeah, I think C+ is fair for this. So, yeah. There you go.
What a tragedy.
I see. I agree that you gave an A-. I couldn't.
No, your haterade is just so unfounded.
I don't get you sometimes, but guys and gals, break the tie. Let us know what you thought about
Side with O'Neill. You love him.
Don't do that. Especially if you want to be correct, you can go ahead and like us on Facebook at The Real Pineapple. You can follow yours truly on the Twitter at JHunterRealPineapple. You can follow Scott on Twitter at Nearmanthefirst. And you can follow Colin on Twitter at
Theeloneal.
And you can find us on Google Play, iTunes, SoundCloud, Podbean, and now Spotify at The Real Pineapple. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We're going to have reviews up this next week for Alita Battle Earth, and then got that damn Rebel Wilson movie I cannot remember. Oh, Isn't It Romantic? That's it. Yeah. and then we're gonna review next week. We're gonna review the first trailer for John Wick Chapter 3, which, yes, so ready for that. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Bye.